On an empty highway, a truck transporting electronic goods is attacked by a heist team of 3 modified black 5th-generation Honda Civic Coupes, which then steals the truck's cargo and flees into the night. The next day, lapped officer Brian O'Connor is sent undercover by a joint LAPT and FBI task team to find the crew. His inquiry starts at Toretto's Market, where he orders his usual tuna on white with no crust and flirts with Maya, the restaurant's owner and sister of noted street racer Dominic Toretto. Dominic's teen Vince is driving a 1999 Nissan Maxima, and Leon is driving a 1995 Natsima and driving a 1995 Nissan Skyline 33Y. Dominic is in the office's back reading a newspaper. Jesse and his girlfriend Letty arrive in a 1995 Volkswagen Jetta Gels. Vince, who has feelings for Maya, begins a fight with Brian until Dominic steps in to break it up. Brian participates in an illegal street racing that evening in a 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse Modified. Dominic arrives in his 1993 Mazda RX-7 and starts a drag race with Brian and 2 other drivers in an effort to get a lead on the robbery gang. Brian is forced to bet his automobile since he is short on cash. After Brian's automobile breaks down, Dominic wins the race, but the laps show up before he can turn in his car. In his car, Brian helps Dominic flee, but when they inadvertently enter the territory of Johnny Tran, a gang leader, and his cousin Wance, they cause Brian's car to be destroyed. Dominic reaffirms afterwards that Brian owes him a Tim's second automobile. As the two return to Dominic's home together, an argument between Dominic and Vince, who is irate that Brian is there, breaks out. As a replacement, Brian delivers a wrecked 1994 Toyota Supra to Dominic's garage while Dominic and his team start the tiresome restoration process for the car. Brian starts dating Maya. While looking into one of the garages at night, he starts looking into Tran since he is certain that he is the mastermind behind the truck hijackings. Dominic and Vince find Brian when he is driving a 1999 Ford 150 Street Lightning and demand an explanation. Brian persuades them that he is investigating his rivals' vehicles in preparation for the impending desert race wars. The 3 looks inside Tran's garage together and finds a lot of technological equipment there. While the Toyota Supra is being repaired and manufactured, Brian informs his superiors of the discovery, and Tram and Lance are taken into custody. When it is established that the electronics were bought legally, the raid is unsuccessful. Brian is compelled to face his worry that Dominic is the genuine organizer. Dominic and Brian attend race wars the following day. Jesse bets Tran in his Honda's 2000 Route 101 portion of race wars, but after Tran wins, he takes off in the family's Mark III Volkswagen Jetta. Dominic is ordered to return the car by Tran, who also claims that Dominic reported him to the police. Dominic beats up Tran out of rage. Later that evening, while Dominic and his team are departing, Brian notices them and understands they are the hijackers. He tells Maya who he really is and cajoles her into helping him track down the team. Dominic, Vince, and Leon approach a semi-trailer truck with the goal of making it their last heist. Vince is shot by the armed driver, who also pushes Letty over the road. Vince is saved by Brian once she and Maya arrive. In order to request emergency medical assistance to save Vince, he is compelled to divulge his name. Before the police can show up, Dominic, Maya, and the rest of the group escape. Later, as Dominic is pulling his father's 1970 Dodge Charger out of the garage, Brian shows up to arrest him at his home. Since he is not running and instead plans to save Jesse, who has no one else to care for him, he requests that Brian depart. Instead, Jesse shows up at his home and begs for safety. As they pass on motorcycles, Tran and Lance shoot Jesse to death for breaking their wager, striking the Volkswagen in the process. After finding and killing Tran and hurting Lance, Brian and Dominic begin a pursuit in their individual cars. Later, Brian pursues Dominic alongside them, and the two agree to a quarter-mile drag race. The two just manage to cross a railroad before a passing freight train puts an end to the competition. Dominic hurts himself when his automobile collides with a truck, though. Brian claims that he still owes Dominic a 10-second car from their first race, but instead of arresting him, he gives him the keys to his own vehicle. As Brian goes away, Dominic makes his getaway in the Supra. Dominic is shown operating a 1970 Chevrolet of LS close through Bajala, California, and Mexico.